the man, he's the myth, he's the legend, he's the scientist with all the answers and all the questions. It's time for another episode of Alex's Science Corner.
Thank you. The studio audience wasn't teed up properly, were they?
The applause sign wasn't on.
Yeah.
Alex, what's going on in the wide, wide world of science, my friend?
Okay, story number one. The moon, the scientists who've been studying the moon have known that there's water on the moon. Most of the cases it's been locked up in minerals, and they suspect that there's possibly water ice deep below the surface. But they've also suspected that there might be ice on the surface of the moon in craters on the North and South Pole. And the reason why there may be ice down there is because the craters in the poles, they are hidden from sunlight. Because of the way the sun is, because of the way the moon rotates, certain parts of the craters are always going to be out of sunlight. And so they've suspected that there may be ice in those craters. And if there's ice in the craters, that means if they set up a base there, they may be able to get water from that ice. Well, very recently, using information from the Chandrayaan-1 satellite, which is an Indian satellite mapping mission that's orbiting the moon, they have finally found and confirmed that there is ice on the surface of the moon inside of those deep craters.
That's pretty cool.
That is cool. That means we could move there.
Yeah. Soon, now that we've got water there, yeah.
Now we just need atmosphere.
No, they don't have. Yeah,
God knows what's in that water. Who knows if it's even drinkable or?
Well, I mean, you filter out all the stuff that you don't want, then it's gonna be drinkable.
Yeah, we've got the knowledge. We can make it better.
We can make the first moon's first $6 million moon was.
Yeah.
No, are they going to have to fake another moon landing? What's the story? All right.
I'm going to just reach over there. And,
I know, it just slapped me. Go ahead.
Yeah, so they're not seeing as much water as they thought that might be there, but they are seeing water ice on the surface. And
well, if it's in the crater, how do they consider that on the surface?
It's in the crater is still on the surface. It's just in the shadow. It's in the bowls, right?
Okay.
It's in the bowl of the crater, out of direct view of the sunlight.
Okay.
And that's why
it's a warm spring feeding up to the surface.
It's negative 250 degrees centigrade. So I'm not going to say it's a.
So how are they going to warm up the moon so that we could live on it?
They're not.
Yeah, they're not.
They're not. We're not going to live on it either.
No, I mean you'd have to have a base that you build on there that's sealed, and it'd be like being on Mars.
Oh, come on! But there's life on Mars already.
Okay, I think we're ready for the next
Let's
story.
move along.
Next story?
Yep. Before we get into the absurd.
Yeah, I'm
it's
just a little Marvin the Martian walking around with his.
No, it's actually Matt Damon.
Oh,
yes, it is Matt Damon. Thank you.
Bobby wants to be trapped on Mars with Matt Damon.
Anytime. Matt, anytime.
All right, what do you got there, Alex?
Let's go out to the pay-per-view radio for that one. Next story is about a love vine that eats wasps.
A love vine.
Yes. So let me back up. I'm going to start a little bit. There are these wasps, and they are called, and I'm going to try and I had this marked, and I completely missed the name of it. There's a wasp that lives off of a pine tree, an oak tree. And what this wasp does is it lays its eggs on the surface of the oak tree, and it's a parasite of the oak tree. The oak tree starts building a cocoon around the irritation of the wasp egg, and that irritation, the wasp egg and the embryo within the that cocoon that is formed from the tree is fed from the tree. So this wasp is a parasite of the tree. It lays its eggs, causing an irritation, and that irritation, it feeds the. Thank you. Thank you very much. That irritation forms around the wasp egg and is fed by the tree. These irritations, they're pea-sized and shaped. Well, researchers were sitting there studying these wasp eggs, and they noticed that there are a lot of them dead. And they started noticing there's a vine that goes through all of these wasp eggs.
Coming from the tree?
No, it's a separate plant. It's a vine, and it's called the love vine. And this vine goes through, and as it attaches itself to the wasp, these nodules of the wasp egg, and eats the wasp inside.
Before it's born, obviously.
Yes, yeah, because when they open up these nodules, the wasp is all mummified.
Cool.
So it's
interesting.
So it's a parasite.
So if the plant wasn't there, so it's a second parasite. If
Yes.
the plant wasn't there, the wasp would be able to get out of the bark of the tree.
Well, I mean, that's how the wasp itself is born. Is it's in this nodule and it'll come out on its own.
Do they eat the bark?
No, they don't eat the bark. They just get the nutrients from the tree until they're old enough to come out of the cocoon that they have. Okay, so then what happens is this vine then comes in and eats the wasp's eggs. So it's a parasite of the plant. I'm sorry, it was the gall wasp. That's the name of the wasp. And so again,
Sounds
it's
French.
a parasite. Yeah,
yeah.
But it's in the U.S. So you've got this tree that has a parasite, and then that parasite has its own parasite, and the second parasite is the vine.
Okay, so I just want to be clear. When these eggs are laid, they're laid in the bark, right?
They are laid on the tree. They're near the leaf.
Not on the leaf.
It's not that specific. They do show them on a leaf, so they could be on a leaf or on very close to the leaves. So
Okay,
they're
'cause
not
I
on the
couldn't
main
under- I
trunk
couldn't
of the
under-
tree.
Yeah, okay, because I couldn't understand how if the tree is growing bark around this egg, how this wasp could break through that bark. But if it's just on the leaf and they're getting nutrients from the
insects
leaf,
go through bark all the time.
yeah, but never mind. So I just couldn't. But if it's on the leaf, I can understand. That makes more sense to me.
But I mean, it's a hard nodule. It's there to protect the baby wasp.
Right.
Unfortunately, the thing that will eat the wasp is a vine that goes from. And again, it's not from the tree. It's another plant.
That's also a
Yeah.
What do they call it when it's not a parasite, but it's living
Symbiotic.
Yeah, with the tree. So it's a symbiotic.
Symbiosis is when both organisms provide something to the other organism.
So this vine is getting rid of this parasite that's taking nutrients from the tree.
Yeah, but it's partly taking it from the tree too, because it's not providing anything to the tree other than eating the thing that's eating the tree.
So I think that's a big plus.
It's
You got it?
yeah.
Yeah, it's dead.
Good.
Okay.
All right.
I keep hearing this buzzing sound, Brian.
Oh, it's back.
Yeah.
Or is that another
So
one?
anyway, enough of the toying with the sound effects. Did you have any questions?
No, I didn't. All right, Bobby. Final.
No, I just looking at the picture. That vine looks very small.
It is very small.
big-
Those nodules in the picture are pea-sized.
Yeah.
And so the vine is. Took a long time for the researchers to figure that out because they just didn't notice the
Yeah,
vine.
they overlooked it. Yeah.
Yeah, until they finally did notice it because they're finding all these dead wasps. And then there was like, what's this orange thing over here? And they started studying, and that's when they put two and two together and figured out this vine is eating the wasp eggs.
And is separate from the tree itself.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. If you have any
Interesting.
questions about these stories or anything else science related, you can call Alex right now at 203
837
99
24.